Hello everyone. Uh, we shall look into the ring chart, which is by MAQ Software. I have added the ring chart from the marketplace. Here is my ring chart. As soon as I click on my ring chart, you could see these fields. First one is legend, primary measure, secondary measure, and the primary and secondary thresholds. And of course, you know the tool tips. What we can do is initially in the legends, suppose that I wanted to see my uh, category sales. Okay, I click on category, I bring it, or either I bring it to the legends. I'll click on sales as a primary measure. You could see that here uh, we can see that the ring chart is appearing, and it is just like a basic donut chart. Okay, in the primary measure I am able to use the sales. In usually in the donut chart we won't be able to use different measures at the same time, but here we could use the profit as a secondary measure in order to showcase the values. Here you could see that inside the MAQ software, it is automatically popping up the total values, sum of like profit and sales values inside the ring chart automatically, and you could see that legends are popping up in the top. Here in the ring chart, the advantage is we shall have the different formattings where it will be very useful to customize. We shall look into this primary threshold and secondary threshold. I'll explain you in detail. And for tooltip, you could use if any other numerical data is present for according to that. Here, if I hover on the ring chart, you could see that only category, sales and profit is appearing in my tooltip. If you have additional quantity or other fields, you could bring it to your tooltip. Here, if I click on formattings, here you could see that in legends, here in the legends, you could format the legends whether it to be appeared on top or bottom or whatever the right position you want. And you could turn the title of the legend on, or you could turn it off. I'll keep it on. You could give the legend name. You could increase the text size to view it up properly. You could the primary measure is the measure which you initially used. Okay, and if you suppose that I want to show the values, I could click on values. It is already showing the values of the primary measure. And here in the display units I could change the display units maybe to thousands. Okay, and I'll keep it in millions currently, because okay, let it be in thousands. In primary measure, we could even show as the percentage. Here you could see that my sales is represented in percentage. If I want both percentage and values, I could even do that. This is my both sales, like percentage and values. I'll keep percentage. It looks fine for me. This is how we customize the legends. And data colors, all these colors which you are looking into, we could change the colors of those like categories. We can choose the necessary colors which we want. With respect to negative value arc settings, if there are any negative values, maybe we could toggle it, or we could position it. In the detail labels, you could see that my detail labels, if I turn it off, you could see that my labels are disappearing. Again, I could turn it on. I could increase the text size. I could display the units in millions. I'll change this label style similar to the pie chart. You could see all those label styles. I'll keep this category percent of total so that I could see this category total. Okay, and color I'll change it to little blue so that it will be appearing properly. And in the summary labels, I'll tell you the summary labels. If I turn it off, you could see that my values in the middle are disappearing. If I turn it on, you could see that my values are appearing. I can change the color. I can change the display units. I can increase the values, decimals. I can increase the size. In the summary text, This is my summary text. Instead of total, I'll keep it as total sales. And the secondary summary label is my sum of profit. I could change similarly, and I could increase its size as well, so that it appears good. This is my summary labels settings and secondary summary label settings. In the ring title, here you could see that there is a ring title. Here you could see that question, there is a question mark over here. In that question mark, you could, if you hover over it, you could see that your tooltip text goes here. If you scroll down a little, you could see this tooltip text. Suppose that I want to type my text that this chart shows both sales and profit. This text which I have entered in the tooltip, it will be reflected in the tooltip over here. If I hover over it, now you could see the change in the tooltip. So this is how ring title works, and you could change the title as well. And we shall look into the primary indicators. Okay, if I turn it on primary indicators, you could see that there is green arrows popping. Okay, the threshold, I'll tell you. Here we have the values in percentages, and I'll make the values into uh, I could say, instead of percentages, now I want values. Okay, I'll go to legends, I'll change back to values. Now here you could see that in millions it is approximately 2 million all over in the sales of different categories. I'll show you how to use the threshold in primary indicators. Primary indicators, it is of sales. Okay, and 20 million, sorry, 2 million, it is like 20 lakhs. So if I keep the threshold of 2 million, you could see that there is no change in these values. As soon as I increase it to 3 million, you could see that there will be a change of downward arrow. That represents that if it crosses the necessary threshold, it will show the opposite color which is appearing over here. This is the primary threshold with respect to these values. And the total value threshold is this total sales, which is represented in the middle, and here it is 15 million. And suppose that my threshold is 16 million, I could enter the total value threshold, and you could see that my total sales is downward arrow. Okay, I'll remove this to keep it the same. And these are my primary indicators. Similarly, you could do for the sum of profit as your secondary indicators. Okay, if you turn it on, you'll see the profit also, like turning on in the green arrow with the green arrows, up arrows. And you could use the sign indicator here as well, and you could change the thresholds. This is how threshold works. Even if you don't have the manual thresholds, you could make a measure for it, a simple measure, and you could drag it to these fields. And let us go see the another sets animation settings. If I turn it on, and if I could hover on it, you'll see the particular category popping out. So this is the animation which we get very decently while using the ring chart. Suppose that if I don't have a necessary data, you could even show the alternate text as no data to be displayed. So these are my settings of ring chart, which are very useful. And we have, of course, we have all these general settings. And with respect to ring chart, this is all for now. Thank you for watching, and we shall meet in the next video.